As a little bonus, Chad, I'm going to quickly show you all something. I will show you all quickly because it will only take me about 5 minutes. I'm going to show and explain to you how the any percent run is done, if you're curious, by the way. So I will give you a little explanation of the any percent run, which, if you don't know, is under 10 minutes long. So it's actually a really cool glitch speed run, and it shouldn't surprise you that this is what I used to run all the time. And actually the category where you would get 10s. So this is the, I have a save file right here for practice purposes. So this is the end of area 1, right? So this is after you have completed the first 3 portrait ghosts, and this is the first area boss. So as you beat Chauncey, after you beat Chauncey in this chest box, you can do this glitch to basically get pushed behind this chest, okay? Now, if you get pushed behind this chest, by knocking on this painting and holding up an analog stick, you can clip through the floor and enter this. This is what's called area 1.5, or floor 1.5. So it's very interesting for one very specific reason. You can see that the area that's loaded visually is area 1. But if I walk to the right, you're gonna notice something. I can just walk across here. Why is that? That's because the collision of floor 2 is loaded, but the visuals of floor 1 is loaded, because I am in between floor 1 and 2. That's why it's called 1.5. So if I walk up here to the right, you can see I get stopped. And if I press A, he tries to open the door that's on floor 2, even though there's nothing here on floor 1. So that's why it's called floor 1.5. Now, he can get through here, but there's still a lot of obstacles in our way, because if we keep walking here to the right, there's this giant wall on floor 2 that just blocks us from going any further. And the objective is to go to the end of the game. Thankfully, this is where one of the major glitches comes in. I introduced to you the world of skews. So, if you are moving the camera, or the flashlight, I should say, as you're getting hit by a bat or a mouse or something, and it hits you from underneath, when you get hit, does it make sense when I say that, like, when Luigi gets hit, he gets angled away? Does that make sense? So, like, imagine if Luigi gets hit here. He does this. Ouch! Makes sense, right? So that means that if he gets hit from underneath, like his foot, he will kind of go, ow, and then get back straight up. But if you are holding the C stick and then release it during the animation of him, like, basically damaging away, he will stay in that angled position, what we call a skew. So I'll show you right now. So you see right now, we have a skew, right? Now, why is this important? That's because here is a wall that I can't get over. Oh, I got unlucky. Here's a wall I can't get over, because it is a wall on the next floor. But if you get a skew, then you can use it to clip over the invisible wall. So I can go like this, and bam, I clipped over the invisible wall. Now, I have to be careful, because certain animation makes Luigi clip back into bounds. So if he gets scared at all by any of these enemies, he will clip back into bounds. So you have to be very careful in how you're turning the flashlight around to make sure no enemies spawn to scare you. Once you get past this, I have to do another skew, and this one has to be a bigger angle. I don't think this is enough, I'll see. So you do it with the vacuum. And then by going into this corner and doing this, yeah, it's not a strong enough skew. What the idea is here is to have a really big skew so that Luigi is angled a lot, just like this. I got unlucky and clipped back into bounds. You can actually see her really easily, though. This is the angle. So, by having these very, very big sort of angles, you can continuously go above floors that are around. And the objective that we want to do is we want to have a very big angle and reach the very end of that corridor. So let me quickly just do this. Let me just go back to where I were. It should take me about one minute if I'm not stopping to explain. And I'll show you how you can basically get to the end of the game. So, let's do it. Not a strong enough skew. Come on, dude. I know it's been a while since I ran. Oh yeah, this is a very difficult category. If you look at the any percent leaderboard, even to this day, after this glitch has been known now for about like 10 years almost, there is only 50 runs in the leaderboard. For context, the out of bounds category has 665 runs. Because it is very difficult to get these glitches down. This skew should be good enough. Anyways, so okay, you go into this corner and then you do this. So now I am in between the corridor and this room. So now what my objective is to cause Luigi to fall in between these two walls and get angled to the right as I fall. So the way you do that is by standing in this corner, going to normal camera, holding up right, and then you press A, and then 1 frame later, you enter first person camera. If you do that correctly, you will drop into this pillar, and this is the pillar where the last part of the game is. But there's still one more issue, even though we made it here now, which is this. Here is a giant cutscene trigger for King Boo. And if you hit this, you get teleported back to the main menu because I don't have 40 boos. But if you go too far out of bounds, when there is no collision, Luigi will get soft locked. And the area in which you can walk, without activating the cutscene trigger and without getting soft locked is very, very small. So if I fail something, it would be this part because it has been so long since I did this. I'm gonna do the pause buffer strat to try and make it somewhat more consistent, but it's still very hard. So I'm gonna go out of bounds right here, and I'm gonna slowly walk up. And bam. So by walking carefully out of bounds right there, without getting soft lock and without hitting the boo trigger, I just barely squeeze through to make it all the way here. And then you can just run up because there's no more checks to make sure you didn't skip anything, and you can just beat Boo. Meaning that, King Boo, meaning that you only have to do two portrait ghosts, 1 major boss fight, which is Chauncey, the first area boss, the baby. And then you can just immediately go for fighting him. And yeah, this is the category I used to grind. This is the one that I used to have a record in. But now my time is not good at all because now there are so many new glitches. I'm still 13th place in the world, damn. But yeah, because now there is obviously any strat that is possible you have to do. So now you can do a 1 cycle on Chauncey. Before you had to do a 2 cycle when I ran the game. Also, now there's a 1 cycle for King Boo here, which I didn't do because it wasn't known yet. I did a 2 cycle, so those alone save like a stupid amount of time, like almost a minute. The only other thing that was actually known when I ran the category, I actually ended up helping develop it with V-Man, but I did not do it in my runs because of how difficult it was. It was something called door skip. But nowadays people have revised that super all terrible setup that me and V-Man made. That so it's much more consistent. But yeah, it's, you know, that first door you walk through that like Luigi is stuck at for like a minute. He's trying to walk through it. There's basically a way to skip that by instead clipping through that door instead of opening it. So it saves, I think, like 6 seconds if done perfectly. And obviously in a category that's 8 minutes long, that actually makes a difference. Nice. And GG. That's any percent. There is 1 out of 2 reasons why I'm dressed up today. Option 1 is I just wanted to look fancy. That's like 25% of the truth. And the 75% of the truth is that I have to do laundry. So I'm running out of bad looking comfy clothes, and I'm starting to run into the issue where all the clothes I have left is just my fancy clothes. I feel like that's a very relatable feeling though. I can't be the only one who hates doing laundry and wait. And, like, I know some people who are, like, weird who just do laundry once a week or, like, 2 times a week, like a schedule. But I can't be the only one who just, like, literally wait until you have everything, like you have no clothes left, and then you just do like 4 machines in one day or something. I can't be the only one who just says screw it and just literally just goes through everything and then just like have an entire day of just everything. I will just wait until I run out of any good clothes, and then I'm like, okay, fine. True. If I invest in an industrial washing machine, this would solve all of my problems. I actually just did something, chat, when it comes to laundry that I recommend everyone to do if you want to. And listen, I think it's a 5-head strat. Hear me out. Socks suck, all right? Socks just suck. They suck to wash, and then you have to match them, and you, like, randomly have them break, so you buy a new pair here and there, so, like, none of them are gonna be the same. So most of my socks are a combination of basically socks that I've owned for, like, within the last 10 years. Does that make sense? Like, I have some socks that are super old and some that are newer-ish. And then, if one of your socks gets a hole in them, you have to throw out the pair. You know what I mean? So I did something recently. I bought 30 pairs of the identical socks because I'm like, I'm not risking this. So I just bought 30 pairs of the identical socks, and then I put all my other old socks and put it in a bag, and I'm gonna now like just donate them, because that means that I now never have to match them because they're all the same, and it will actually be less wasteful because once one of my socks breaks, I won't have an uneven pair. Because now when one of my socks breaks, that's fine. Because now I just have 29 of the same ones, and then when a new one breaks, I will just now again, bam, once again have matching amounts. So from now on, I am always gonna buy the same matching black socks, because that's all I wear. I just wear long black socks. That's the only socks I wear and own. And I felt like there was such an annoying aspect of my life of like picking clothes. So I also standardized it by just purchasing all the same underwear too. So now in my closet, I never have to think about what clothes I'm using. All my underwear and all my socks are the same. I just have one type of thing now. All my underwear and all my socks are just one thing. It's just so easy. Now I just have like everything, because I don't like picking, all right? I want the same. Everything, just black socks, black underwear, same kind, it's just bam. So nice. One of the best investments I've ever done. And I don't have to feel bad about myself anymore because I no longer fit into Swedish small, all right? Maybe American small I can still fit into, but like Swedish small is so goddamn small, all right? And I have a bit of a tummy now, all right? So now I don't have to feel bad and like I'm getting choked every time I'm wearing my underwear. Also, there's the 10, Chad. Now I can just feel good about myself because every time I put on underwear, I'm like, yeah, I can breathe. I can breathe. I know, right? The tent with the window. And by the way, a little cool bonus fact in case anyone doesn't know. There's also a gallery where you can look at all the paintings of everything you've done here. So you can look at everything and also look for everything you missed when you're playing the game casually.